Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you watch this video. Hope you're all having a lovely day and hope that it only gets better and that your week gets better and then your month gets better and then your year gets better. But I hope that we get to enjoy this song together right now, which is Little Girl Gone by Chinchilla. Many of you have said it's fantastic and that it leads kind of out from Fingers and it's a natural kind of progression. So I'm excited to see kind of what happens in here. But without further ado, love you all. Let's get into it. All right, let's do this.
Say that again, no, didn't quite with the wrong bitch. So I heard you're back in town.
Ooh.
And haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. Wow, you're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own words.
Okay, hang on. One thing I really like is how the music, it sounds almost like this like eerie kind of like Hunter vibe I'm feeling. And I know a couple of you had mentioned this is almost like if we were to get a sequel from Fingers, this is kind of like what it could be considered, something along those lines. Because it ends up being kind of like her message to the industry. But something that's cool is it can be used in multiple ways, right? Like it doesn't have to be just for the industry. This almost is also like someone who you've met after a while, that you know who may have treated you poorly, right? Who may not have valued your worth, and so now you're coming back with kind of a fresh new look of your own self. And it could have been a friend, it could have been someone who was a lover, whatever it might be. But we're getting kind of this energy, and it's almost like she's also surprised by how stupid that they are, because when you're with that person, you idolize that person, and you think of them as the greatest, right? You think that they're so awesome because that's how you see them. But when you step away from that person and you kind of revisit, once you reset your parameters of kind of assessing people, you realize that maybe that person wasn't as awesome as you made them out to be, and whether they're stupid or whether they're just insecure or whether they're not kind of a kind person, whatever it might be, right? All those things that you used to think of them, you realize, wow, they were none of those things, and yet you were there for so long, kind of being like, yeah, wow, maybe my mind was actually that polluted. It was all over the place, and that was kind of a result of who they were. But now that we know our own worth, now we can understand that that person is probably not someone we ever want in our life again, and they haven't changed at all. We've grown as a person. We've gone and either learned from the world, from our mistakes, whatever it might be. But this person's still going around and insulting people that they think are below them, even though no one's below anyone else, right? Treat everyone like you want to be treated. Damn, fire off the top. I also really like that in the middle of her lyric video is just her standing there doing like the best pose that would not be on any studio album version ever. But she's like, you know what? I'm going to own this. And she does. Ooh, I like her style too. I like the scarf that's over the edge. Cool, cool.
I know my own words. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands on my head, help every day. You ding ding for my earrings, for my debut. Cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
Damn, oh my god, that just came in so hard with the beat. That was wild. And that's it, right? It's like oh, so you want to fight me? Are you big enough? And it's kind of a completely twisted version of probably what used to be the case, where you feel like you were the small person. Now you feel bigger than them because you are bigger than them, because they're this person who thinks so lowly about the world, they don't realize that they're kind of ruining their own experience. But on top of that, it's like they kick the back of your knee. That's such a childhood thing to do, right? Like where you're kind of like, antagonizing someone, or you're trying to kind of get their attention, you kind of kick the back of their knee and then walk away like all cool. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. It's like playground games. And she's saying that's still what you're all about. Keep on trying, but that's not me, right? And one of the things she mentions is, I like your blood in my teeth, right? Just a little too much. It's like, now that I've tasted that, now that I've gotten that taste of your blood, now I want to go for more of it, like a shark, right? The same mentality. Now we've got that predatorial mentality, as opposed to that prey that we've been to this person all our lives. That's such a cool little flip on that. And then also on top of that, yeah, you keep doing the things that you used to be okay, or that I used to allow you to do, which is like, could be kinky in this way, like slap me, bite me, all that kind of stuff. Or it could be that they were abusing you, right? And I like that there's not really a expected delivery of that. It could be either or. But then on top of that, it's now I'm twisting your arm till it breaks, and it's still kind of that, like, twist. Like, we've gone from doing the childhood games of kicking the back knee to the childhood games of, like, like the arm twisty thing. I forget what it's called. But like, you would do that to mess with someone. And now we're doing it to the person who hurt us, but except this time it's to break their arm. And so we're kind of flipping it, where they're playing childhood games to get our attention. We're playing childhood games to deliver them what they deserve as comeuppance. That's super cool. And then just when that beat drops in, little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. And it's almost like, you wonder if who the gangster is, right? It could be a couple things. One, it could be the person themselves, right? It could be the person who thinks they're this gangster of love, or this gangster of the industry, whatever it might be, where we've learned from them. We've taken in things that we've kind of gathered as wisdom, and have learned how to use it ourselves. And that's where we got that ammunition from. That's where we got that gun from. Or it could be from ourselves. It could be that we've gone and had time on our own, where we've learned more about ourselves, learned more about what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, and how to use those to the best of our ability. And that's who the real gangster was, the person who was inside, who taught us how to use our own strengths, right? And so now we're saying, run, little girl, run, bang. And it's not like, run, little girl, run away from the danger. Now it's run towards the danger. Or it could be, run, little girl, like the little girl has run away, and now all we're left with is this new version of ourselves, who is anything but someone who's going to run away. And I love both aspects of that. That's super cool. Okay, wow, all right. Actually, yeah, let's go right back to where the chorus hits. That was huge.
The gun from a gangster, run little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya.
Oh, and I like that too. Like, she's using, like, bitch is a very derogatory term to use for women, but she's using that as like an emblem for herself, as like, I'm going to use this and it's going to empower me, instead of you using it as something that is meant to hurt me. And then on top of that, it's, you mess with the wrong person in the wrong era. We're in a time where this kind of stuff doesn't fly, not only for the sake of, are we in a society where we're kind of seeing changes, but also for myself, I'm standing up for myself, because this is a different era of me. And that's such a super cool way to do that. And I've been at work, I got my badge of honor, right? So even if you don't give me my respect, I have my badge of honor that I worked hard for, and that I know my own worth. And that's kind of what we said earlier. Oh my God, this is so good.
Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, up every day. Cool ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. 'Cause I pack a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
Ooh, yeah. And yeah, hands off my hair. 'Cause like, when you put your hands on someone's head, it can be like a kind gesture, it can be a caring gesture, it can be a warm and comforting gesture, or it can be kind of like a dismissive gesture, where you kind of just like, yeah, okay, you pat the top of their head, like, yeah, you're doing well, or like a very judgmental, just looking down upon someone kind of way. And it's kind of, from the way that the song is going, you can almost expect that that's been her experience with this person. It's been all of those things, right? It's probably been a bit of that comfort, it's probably been a bit of that nice feeling, but then it slowly transitioned towards this, like, more like, oh yeah, more like a possessive, dark aspect to touching this person's or touching Chinchilla's head, and that's what she said. Get your hands off my hair. None of that. How dare you? That's not meant for you. But then on top of that, it's ding ding, hold my earrings, because it's like the fight clock started. Ding ding, we're starting the fight, right? And so that's why she says, back me in the corner. I'll come out swinging. I'll come out fighting, because she's not going to just take it in the corner now and just let you get away with whatever you've been doing. She's gonna now rise up to where she feels she deserves and her own worth, and that's what we're gonna see here. Oh my god. And then she even says, I did warn you. You got the warning. You got the warning. I gave you fingers. I gave you the idea that it's possible, whether it's you suffering for what you did to me, or whether it's the industry ignoring me by saying I don't deserve what I'm gonna get. Either way, I gave you guys both the warning. Here it is. Now here's my delivery of the warning and making good on it. Oh man, fire.
Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
And then the music slows down again. Ooh.
Snap me like bamboo, pull me into the soul of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste, 'cause I drink up that look on your face.
Oh my god. Okay, so snap me like bamboo. I'm pretty sure bamboo is really hard to snap, isn't it? Although I think that's once it's been like meshed with other bamboo. So maybe it is a little bit hard to snap, but kind of seeing that break point, right? That's what we're looking for. You said, do you think it'd be that easy to see me break? And that's what we're kind of saying here, snap me like bamboo. But then on top of that, mold me to the sole of your jackboot, because you've been constantly stepping on me for so long, your entire life, that eventually it almost feels like I should become molded to the shape of your boot because of the way that you've been putting me down in the ground. And that's such a great way to say that, because it's like, yeah, you constantly made me feel kind of crushed into the ground, so that you literally wanted me to look like the bottom of your shoe. You're the sole of your shoe, right? Not sole only in the sense that like sole of the boot, but sole because of that person's very being. The very person that they are has been crushing you into the ground, and that's like their soul. Damn, that's fire. And then wish I could bottle the taste, because I drink up the look on your face, because now that you're starting to realize that, oh shoot, I can't do this anymore, that look on your face, that feeling that, oh man, I've lost that power I had over this person, that moment is so great. It's like the underdog story that we all root for, right? When someone's been experiencing that low, when we finally get to see them kind of come up and be their own person and experience life in their own way, it's like we're all cheering on for that person. And that's kind of what is being bottled in that taste, is that look of, oh shoot, I can't do this to you anymore, because you've changed. You've become someone who realizes and recognizes their own worth. Oh man, okay.
I could bottle the taste, 'cause I drink up that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough?
Oh.
Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me and slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah.
I love this like creeping sound. We're gonna like dun 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 dun. It's almost like a like a spy agency movie that we're getting a vibe from right now. It's like that prowling that we're doing, getting to the place that we're supposed to be, and maybe that's actually the experience itself. It's that we're slowly learning things about what we're like, the world that we're in, right? And it's almost like the spy aspect of it, until eventually we get to the place where we know that we need to do what has to be done as the super international spy, maybe James Bond or something along those lines, where we gotta finish this mission off, and our mission is coming from outside of the shadow of this person, no longer being trapped beneath them. Oh, ooh, and just listen to the way that it builds. I love that.
Just a little too much. So bite me and slap me around the face.
Just slowly.
Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day.
The music will probably fall out. Yeah. Still down the beat.
Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, every day. You ding ding on my earrings for my debut. 'Cause I pick up on expecting into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
Ooh, and just the way the lyrics actually start to like explode off the screen. They almost like they seem to grow to the point where they're stretching too far, they might burst, because that's a sense of self we have now. It's finally grown. We've finally grown and we're bigger than what we used to be. And so now this is also what that person is experiencing, this like growth, and almost it's looks like it's gonna tear, and that almost terrifies you, which is probably the same experience that that person is getting. Oh damn.
Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Every day, ding, ding, on my earrings for my debut. 'Cause I pick up punch back into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
Oh, jeez. And then we fall out to the silence and the "don't tell me I didn't warn you." Just like it's a threatening, cold look back at the perpetrator, like, "Don't tell me I didn't warn you." And we're looking right at them. The music falls out, so it's just complete seriousness in the tone to end us off. And just right after such a crazy build and explosion in the music, it to almost like infer this leveling up of ourselves and this newfound ability to stand on our own 2 feet, but not only just to stand, but to jump and to explode off of our own 2 feet. Quite literally how the music does as it swells and builds into this almost like monumentous sound. What a crazy journey. Wow. Oh my God. The more Chinchilla we get, the more amazed I become. Honestly, I'm so glad, because I don't know that I've ever would have listened to Chinchilla if I hadn't listened to Ren. And this whole journey, finding all these new different types of artists that feel just like so much passion for the performance, so awesome. But speaking of performance, you know, Chinchilla did happen to release the live version of this today. Is it a coincidence that I'm also doing the recording on this day? Probably not, right? So why don't we just jump right into the live reaction, shall we? See you in a second. So without further ado, live version of Little Girl Gone. And this one's called Requiem, which oftentimes I feel has like more of a somber tone. So let's see how this goes. We also got a red and black theme. Shout out to Chinchilla. Red and black are the best, is the best combination. You can see it on my chair. You can see it basically all over the room. Love it. All right, let's go. And there it is, this more somber tone.
Say that again now. Didn't quite hear you. Say that again now. So I heard you're back in town.
Oh, yo, look at the lighting on this. And again, the piano, the dun 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 dun. It's just like, now it's that sneaking, but it's almost like sinister. And that's kind of the vibe that we're getting here. But on top of that, we only saw the silhouette of Chinchilla as the performance began. And then once she starts singing, once she's finding her voice, we start to see lights kind of shone on her face to reveal parts of herself. But she doesn't even look happy. She still looks a little bit torn up. And maybe that's because she's still kind of rising out of this depth, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. And so by the end of the performance, maybe we'll see a completely different side where she's more animated, more part of the, or more kind of what we expect, quote unquote, from her performances in the very like big energy, high kind of delivery style of performance. Damn, okay, this is cool. Her nails, love it.
So I heard you're back in town.
Ooh.
And haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. You're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own worth. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth just a little too much. So bite me and slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till get stronger every day. Yeah, little girl gone, got the gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, run, little
Ooh, the
girl.
growl.
Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw you. Hands up my head, every day you ding ding. Hold my earrings for my debut, 'cause I pack a punch bagged into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you.
Yo, she has this like slight smile on her face too while she's doing this, while she's letting the kind of choir sing behind her, and it's almost got that sinister vibe to it. I love how this went from this like slow kind of hunting song to almost like a horror theme, like it's a thriller all of a sudden, which is probably the experience that someone who is like meeting you again after having treated you poorly and getting this new rendition of you, that's probably exactly what's happening to them internally, where it's like, holy, this is a completely new person. I'm afraid of this person, right? It goes back to kind of what we saw in Fingers, except this is a completely different energy, right? This is like a meant to make you fear me energy. And that's what we're getting. And that's where the Red and Black comes from. It almost feels like a villain arc, right? But it's not a villain, right? Because we know how this person was treated. This is actually almost like an anti-hero in a weird sense, where we're starting to get this vibe of like the rising to meet the challenge of the true villain who has been treating this person so poorly. Oh my god, this is so cool. And I love just the recording, the piano in the back. We've got our singers who, when they hit into this kind of into the chorus, it's this discordant cacophony of sounds that don't necessarily mix well together, but then they do because it just seems to work for this song. But if you heard it anywhere else, it might just not work at all for you. But then because of how discordant it is, you really feel that discrepancy in the energies that this person, what they used to be and who they are now. And that's kind of what we're seeing the mashup of, is like what we were expecting was the little girl, but she's gone. And so what we got in place is this person, this almost like villainy aspect, this dark nature to this person. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. Ooh, listen to the harmonies.
Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo, mold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste. Drink up that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah, little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run,
Ooh, the piano bass.
little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I changed so much.
Oh, that smile.
Hands up my hair, how every day you ding ding. Hold my earrings for my debut, 'cause I pack a punch bagged into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn you. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone.
Now we're starting to descend. Almost like we're becoming more intimate here as we get closer and closer, and then the music starts to slowly pan or drop out just a little bit to these kind of rhythmic beats on the piano. Oh my god.
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster.
We're starting to speed back up.
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Did I warn you?
Yo, that whole ending, like that. I want to watch this whole thing again, just when she goes into the shadow, because we start off kind of lowering our energy, bringing it down a little bit, getting a little more gruff, and then the piano is kind of slowed down. There's the choral voices that kind of take the forefront, which almost gives you that like trailer of a movie style thing, and it's like the first time we're seeing the appearance of this person, and that's what we get. But then it goes into this almost like raw nature where she's it wasn't even like she was singing at the end there, and we'll kind of go back to view it, but it wasn't even almost like singing. It was almost like she's talking to this person directly, looking us in the face, looking right into the camera as if we are that person and this is their experience, and delivering the same message but with a brand new, like, almost perspective to it, a brand new gruffness, where I almost feel like uncomfortable listening, because if she was talking to me, I'm kind of scared, and that's the energy that we get from this whole, like, oh my god, just so cool. Okay, let's go back and watch it again, because this part, oh,
Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run,
that
little
slow
girl,
down,
run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone,
everything
got a
kind of
gun from a
just
gangster.
pans
Run,
out,
little girl, run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun
and then we start to see that rise and that swell again. The piano gets a little bit more dark. Oh, and I don't know if it was intended, but it's almost like there's like a bit of fog on the glass now, almost like she was like right in our face, breathing into our eyes, and then we've left that kind of like that brief fog that we get over a lens. But then on top of that, there's like at the end this energy you feel. It's not just like strength, it's also that bit of weakness and vulnerability, because you can hear the pain in her voice, right? And she's letting that shine through because she wants you to feel that pain that you delivered to her, and that now she's able to still, even amidst that pain, deliver this strength that she needed to find and she didn't know that she could find. But now that she found it, there's this relief of, I can finally be myself. And that's what we're getting here. Yo, this song was awesome, but the live performance just sent it right out of the park. Oh my god, that was fantastic. Chinchilla, just vocal killer, always delivering on the way that she performs. And again, I love the hat. And again, if she made that hat, that's fantastic. And her nails, just the look, Chinchilla's look, her energy, fantastic as always. Oh, that was awesome. Oh man, if you liked, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, or don't. Just, do whatever you want. It's up to you. But I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, your year is better than your month. I love you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Oh, actually, before I sign off, I'm planning to do a live on July the 12th, which is Wednesday of next week. So if you've ever wanted to kind of just hang out and chat and just do whatever we're gonna end up doing, I'm not really sure. I've never done one of these before. Still don't know what that looks like. Feel free to come by. I haven't decided on a time yet, but I'm leaning towards around like 1 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to check what that looks like in your local time. If you want to drop by. If you don't, that's totally cool too. But would love to see you. So without further ado, I don't know why I said without further ado on this one. Love you all. See you on the next one.